yeah. If it weren't for YouTube, I wouldn't even know that you're on the internet.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could always listen. I have a feeling we're going to be down on that channel at least till the fall, with the skip being what it is. So, people, like, I usually turn my radio on, and people are on at 7 o'clock already chit-chatting and testing things out. So, but yeah, I'll be doing the same thing next week, I think. I shouldn't say I think. We'll be definitely do it. Floyd's asked if they could do it again, and I said, yeah, absolutely. So, it's fine by me. And like I said, if a couple more people lets them get in there and say hi, and plus, a few of those guys can catch up with people up their way before the channel gets real busy.
Yeah, Temple. I didn't even know about it until I saw your feed there. I said, wow. There was people in there talking, and I didn't even hear them. I know Pipeline was hearing them, but I guess being out in the sticks is kind of sucky in that aspect, but it wasn't intentional anyway.
Yeah, Pipeline's doing good though. I mean, he's getting out really good now. So I mean that's cool. And I just kind of turned on the radio here while I was having a cup of coffee, looking at the band. It looks like doesn't look like the band's too hopping. At least what little bit I looked.
Well, all week long it's been quiet all day long, and the skip hasn't started chiming in until around 7, 8 o'clock in the evening, and it goes until around 10:30, 11 o'clock. And yeah, that's been an inconvenience because those are my only times that I can talk. But the daytimes have been pretty quiet.
Yeah, just kind of looking. It looks like some people are up on 28, which I assume are locals, but I don't really see much else going on.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, it is? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd have to bring up another receiver to see. I could just see the spike up there, but it's not like super crazy out there, at least from what I can tell.
Good morning.
Oh, hey Cobra, how you doing?
Good. Starving, but that's normal. Good morning, Baconator. Yes, that'll be later. Well, probably sooner than later, but Yeah, I just thought I'd flip this thing on for a minute, and I was like, oh, people are on.
Yeah, I just figured while I was having a cup of coffee, I'd see what was going on before I do my dump run and kind of get the weekend started. So, just had breakfast myself. My daughter's a little under the weather. I don't know, she's got like a cold or something, or allergies. So, she actually had an appetite, And, yeah, I'm just having a cup of coffee here. That's about it. Talking with Fix-It.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm almost done my first one, and thinking if I should go out now, should I wait an hour? Should I just not even bother? Should I say screw Mother's Day? I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cook some pizzas tomorrow. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I got some stuff to do pizzas, and my daughter was gonna help, but where she's a little under the weather, I don't think I'm gonna be having her do food prep. So, because she does like helping when I make the pizzas, but I said, well, well, you're a little sick. I said you probably shouldn't be making food for everybody. She says, all right. So, but yeah, I think we're gonna get out the pizza oven tomorrow. I'll make some pizzas.
Nice. Yeah, I know there's a get-together at my mother's, and she's, with my sisters and a handful of people will be over there. I was like, what should I get her? I don't usually do gifts, so I
She loves, my mom loves ordering stuff online, so I might just go get her a couple $100. I might just go to friggin' Cumberland Farms, shocking, get a nice heartfelt couple $100 gift card to Amazon or something, throw that at her. Here you go. Go blow that.
Does she have a love of Cumberland Farms coffee like you do?
No, they don't make Sanka.
Sanka. Do they even still make Sanka?
Yep.
Ugh. I used to work with a guy that liked instant coffee. He says, just as good as fresh brewed coffee. I'm like, no, not just as good.
When I was across the pond, there's a higher number of instant than there is of actual brew. And they're like, oh, this is good. I'm like, no, this is pretty much just what you can get your hands on sometimes. So you end up choking it down. Freaking go in town and be like, you guys sell coffee makers? You mean instant no, coffee maker. Who? Never mind.
Yeah, it makes a big difference. I just buy the beans and I grind them before I, put it in the filter, and it makes a huge difference on the taste of the coffee.
I can imagine. I don't have a coffee grinder. I could probably just get one, but that's one more step I'd have to do. I probably could do that from the couch, I guess. So, yeah, I've thought of that too. I usually just buy either just a Cumberland Farms house blend, hot coffee, I brew it hot, then I chill it after. Or, what's that other one I bought? There was a couple Hannaford had on sale I bought to try them, and they were pretty good. One was like a hazelnut, the other was like a vanilla or something. We're expensive. They're like $4.99 or something. Friggin' pound of coffee nowadays is almost $8-10 for cheap stuff.
Oh, but once you try that fresh ground, you'll never go back.
Cobra, you could probably get one to hook up to your, your Alexa, and you could just be like, Alexa, grind the beans.
Yes. Yes. Maybe I can get the vacuum to work on that too.
Yeah, I got ours at my friggin' Martin's, but we got a Mr. Coffee, and it's got a clock in it, and we just I'll go to bed at night and I'll grind the beans, put it in, and I'll set it make whatever. If I'm leaving early, I set it early, but make me a pot of coffee at 5 a.m. So when I'm in bed, you can smell that upstairs. And boy, do I love that coming downstairs. I'm like, I can just smell the coffee coming down the stairs. I'm like, oh boy, here I come.
Mr. Coffee goes great with Mr. Radar. Sorry, I had to throw that in. I have a Mr. Coffee as well.
Yeah, we got ours at friggin' Martin's of all places. It looked like the box went through a flood, and Martin's was basically like, yeah, if you have any problem, just bring it right back. So I brought it home, and I got it out a little cheap, and brought it home. There was not a goddamn thing wrong with it. It was all wrapped in plastic. So, yeah. Sometimes I try to check Martin's for that kind of stuff.
I have been.
And good morning to Chris Goins. Thank you.
And that,
Are you hearing me okay when I'm talking on the radio? I'm testing something.
going across the bridge there, instead of taking the ramp to go down to Main Street, I just totally forgot and went straight by. So I was like, oh, well, I'm not missing any deals. Probably not. I usually end up leaving there with armfuls of shit I didn't need.
lately they've been getting a lot of Amazon returns in there, and I've found some interesting things in those Amazon returns. My wife picked up a fistful of those Superstar coffin mics. They look like the Cobra mics, but they're made by Superstar and they're 4-pin. And she brought them home. She was like, they're only $6 each. And she's like, I looked them up and they're like, I think they're $18 or something, or $15. And I was like, well, I don't need them, but maybe I could, if someone needs a mic, or I need a part and I can cannibalize the mic for parts, or for $6, there's a connector. The connectors there are worth that. Or I could just harvest the cord out. If I get a mic that I really like and the cord's shitty, I could just take the cord out of that friggin' Superstar mic.
The wife bringing you home mics, that's years of training right there.
She's my ride or die. What do you want me to tell you? I came home and they were just sitting on the counter. I go, ooh, where'd these come from? She goes, Martin's. Yeah, she'll duck into Martin's every now and again. She knows what I'm into.
Some people train for 20, 30 years and still can't get their spouse to do that. I wonder if they have, I know they've been getting more and more radio stuff in there through the last, 6, 8 months, so maybe I'll take I gotta go out, like I said, I gotta go out later, and maybe I'll take a buzz over there, see what's exciting. I couldn't believe, friggin' these days are really swinging in temperature, aren't they?
Oh, hell yeah. Fix it. I'm throwing pauses in there if you want to get in there. Yeah, shit. Last night we went over to the neighbor's house. They had a little campfire. It was goddamn 40 degrees sitting next to the campfire last night. I don't know if you guys saw the Northern Lights at all. If either of you guys saw that last night. It was pretty friggin' wild.
I do notice you do that, radio man. I appreciate it, but a lot of times it's better I keep my mouth shut.
Okay, fix it. Yeah, no, I just try to, if I know someone's in there, I know some people can be timid, so I try to leave a pause in there.
Yeah, I forgot about him, and I think I fell asleep. So, yeah, no, I missed him.
Yeah, I checked the weather. I was sitting by the fire, and I was right on top of the fire last night. It was, you probably could have, I've been up to your place. I don't remember the skyline, but you could see them. Like, I thought you could only see them looking to the north, but when I looked up last night, it was like the whole sky, which is really rare for this far south.
I checked the sky cam, and it's usually pointed towards the south, and I checked it, but, I didn't see anything. Maybe it didn't focus in on it, or whatever, but no, the way I was pointed, I did not see anything, unfortunately. My buddy did. My buddy that lives in Oxford there on top of the hill, he said he went out to the deck, and he said he went out, his exact words were, I went out to the deck to piss off it, and I was like, wow, I never quite seen that before.
Yeah, hold on. I'll send you a couple pictures. See here. It was pretty cool. You usually, like I said, you don't see them this far south. I'll send a couple your way. You can see, and this was all down this way. I mean, I've seen it up at camp. I've seen it down here, but usually it took up like a lot of the sky, which that means it was a pretty good one last night. The cats were acting. No, I'm just kidding. The cats weren't acting weird, But yeah, we went out, had a camp. Shit, we didn't get home till about midnight last night, having a little campfire. But managed to stay warm next to the fire. But I was surprised how cold it was. That was a cold night for that time of year. And all right, there we go. All right, I sent a couple over to you, the lights. Maybe I should post them online.
Yeah, those are pretty good. Ugh, yeah, those are, yeah, no, they definitely come up pretty good. But, geez, I missed everything. I missed the friggin' eclipse, and missed the northern lights, and,
Hey, Cobra, don't worry about it. Tonight is the bigger flare. Tonight we're getting a direct hit.
Hey, Bob, thank you. Yeah, I'm just testing. Are you hearing me okay when I key up? I'm just making sure when I key up on the radio. I had an issue last week, and I want to make sure I resolved it. Could someone reply in the chat?
let me make a note of that.
Yeah, Cobra, you might want to take a nap, and, so you're prepared. Kind of like prepare the others.
Matter of fact, it might be a good idea to charge the batteries, because the one that's going to get us tonight is kind of like the ones that take out the grids.
What? No, say it ain't so. Yeah, if any of you guys are listening, YouTube or Facebook, just do me a favor. Just put something in the chat that you're hearing me when I key up. This is just going out to the internet stream, but when I key up and talk on the radio, it's just hard for me to tell until I listen back. Or just if you guys hear when I'm keyed up over the air, let me know. Yeah, I tuned around on the radio last night a little bit, just looking at the bands, and it did seem like, I don't know, the bands, they sound a little funny and signals seem down. I mean, I didn't do a comprehensive thing, but, just kind of scanning around the bands. No, Bob, what I mean is, can you hear my voice on the internet stream? So if you guys that are listening to me on YouTube, I was told last week that when I keyed up my radio, okay, all right, thank you, Chris, on YouTube, thank you. Cobra, you're going to have to make a tinfoil hat for your cat.
Yeah. I think I'm too tired to make breakfast. I might just go pick something up.
I think Wingnut's supposed to be stopping by today to drop me off a friggin' power pole.
Nice. I love a good... Never mind.
Whoa! It's too early for that. No, just kidding. Yeah, I think he's doing the project. I don't know if it's like a personal project, but he said he was going to have the truck, and he goes, I'll drop off a pole. So, that'll be for my tower. Well, I think I'm using a tree as my winch pole, and I want to get away from using a tree. The tree works, but I'm going to set up a power pole, and then I'm going to put two anchor points in the ground, and when I use it, I'm just going to connect the guy wires and then tension them, and that'll be my my new winch pole. And I'm also going to put a light on it. I was looking online. They make solar-powered floodlights with a remote control, so I want to be able to turn the light on in my back field. So I'm going to mount a light on it, too.
Nice. See what's going on?
Yeah, well, the front, I actually have, between cameras and lights, I can light up the perimeter of my house, but my backyard I can't. And I'd like to put something back there, especially when I let the dogs out at night, just so I can glance back there and just kind of see what's going on. Sometimes there's animals back there, and it'd be nice to turn the lights on so that my dogs don't have an encounter.
all of a sudden they're dragging a friggin' something inside.
Speaking of that, I had a friggin' hummingbird get into my garage last night, and my wife was all upset. She's like, "It's gonna die," because I have a really high garage from where the door is, and the hummingbird couldn't seem to figure out to fly low to get out the door. So I had a fishing net and a 10-foot stick of friggin', like, I don't know, 1-inch conduit, and I stuck the fishing pole or the fishing net in the end of it, and I just held it, and the little bugger was so tired it landed right on the rim of the net, and I was able to carefully lower it and walk it outside so it could fly away.
You got to, with the butterfly net, you got to be wearing the safari butterfly hat too.
I gotta go, crikey, look at that. What a specimen. Well, my little German short-haired pointer, she was stalking birds yesterday, you know, like actually like doing the whole thing. She'd do like the low, quiet stalk, and then get up close, do the point, and then she'd run and flush. And she saw, you know, she has a prey drive, and she saw me looking up, so she looked up too, and she locked onto that hummingbird. So I had to stick her inside because my wife was afraid, because she will try to jump and catch birds, like especially when I throw the frisbee for her. Like she likes to run and catch the frisbee in air. My wife's like, if she eats that hummingbird, she's like, I'm gonna cry. So we had to stick her inside. Uh-oh, Fix It. You better unplug those antennas. Woo! We got big ones coming.
I never unplug anything. I never shut anything off. It's always been the way it is. If lightning wants to get it, let it. I got 4 more radios. I'll just key up on a different one.
Can you tell that's thunder when it comes through, or does it not sound very good?
It doesn't really sound like thunder. It needs a little less of something. It just sounds like static in the radio.
Yeah, that's what I've been told. I'd have to look at it. It's probably like the frequency of it, and it's not. I'd have to find a better clip. Maybe there's too much high frequency. Maybe find one with more low frequency. That's probably what's happening. I didn't make that clip. I just snatched it off the internet. I'll have to see if I can find one that's more bassy. I mean, we still got my old favorite right here. My old favorite right there.
Coming through the house.
Mother Nature's gonna take you to court because she got that stuff copyrighted.
Or my other favorite one that I don't hear from Cobra very often. I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah, that's in the closet.
Whoa, look at that big signal, Regal. How you doing?
Oh, not too shabby, fellas. Morning.
Morning, Regal. Sounding good?
Why, thank you. I was wondering how I was doing on AM down there. I know I did all right outside there the other night, but I was just curious about AM.
I got the same signal on sideband, and I hear you. Screwdriver and I disagree on that radio, but I think for the money that's a hard radio to beat. I understand the features are a little cumbersome. I don't know if I'd personally want to own one, but if you want to get like a nice sounding radio on the cheap, I think that's a great radio.
See, then there's no disagreement. We agree that it's a cheap piece of shit, but it works good for the money.
Holy fuck, I knew I could draw you out of the woodwork like Beetlejuice.
I'll get some pizza, I'll be right back. Just got in the truck.
I've got quite a few rave reviews on it. I mean, everybody says it sounds crystal clean, which is always a good thing. I mean, but comparison, I've been wondering for a while whether or not some of the other radios I've run have been 100%, and this one sort of much clarifies it for me. But when you're taking an older radio and trying to compare it to something new out of the box, technology has come so far to the front, it's hard to really do a comparison to an older radio mobile versus something brand new out of the box. Because this thing is so digitally controlled, it ain't funny. It's like a fine-tuned motor in a car nowadays. They have a 4-cylinder turbo tuned so high, it's giving them the power of a 6-cylinder plus. So, you know, it's about the same tip for tat. It's hard to compare, really. You have to take something in the same category, so to speak, old and new. You can't take different brand of radio, old and new. It's a hard flip, I guess is what I'm saying.
I understand. Hold on, I'll just give you this. There's a little bit of white noise, but that's because I'm on my Omni. If I pointed at you, you'd be no white noise. But hold on, I'll give you this real quick.
Something new out of the box. Technology has come so far to the front. It's hard to really do.
So just a quick one, but no, I just think it's one of those radios where it's like right out of the box, it sounds good. You don't have to do anything to it. It's right on frequency. It works on sideband. The only thing I don't like about it, as I warn people, is the interface. I don't particularly care for it. Like, I want to have a frequency meter, and I know you hit the 2 buttons, it'll give you it, but for the money, I just think it's hard to beat for an export radio, I guess is what I'm getting at. But I mean, hey, I'm glad we're hearing you. You know, you're good. You're putting out a good, respectable signal, Regal. So that's I guess that's all we can ask for, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's got the stock mic or whatever. This thing's so digitally tuned that you can't even change the stock mic to a regular mic without changing the features. And I ain't even figured out all the features. I got the book right in front of me, and I've read it through a couple times briefly and whatever, but some of it just ain't clicking how I'm going to do this, that, and the other. I just don't know. I don't know. I'd have to sit here and really go through it, but I ain't had that time.
English.
Cobra, you must be hearing Regal real good up on the hill.
What was that, Radio Man? Regal squished you.
Stop it. I said, you must be hearing Regal real good up on the hill.
Yeah, I think it sounds amazing, because of course here he's got no static in with him, nothing. I think it's spot on, but, you know, yeah, I mean, that's my opinion anyway.
Well, your opinion matters, so we'll accept it. How's that?
So I can't even hear.
Hey, Regal, how do you copy now? I should be pointed right at you.
Oh, yeah, you're coming in here rock solid now.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. I was just doing it for...
Coming in here rock solid now.
I mean, that's super clean. So, yeah, even with the stock hand mic, you know what I mean? So, no, I'm glad we're hearing you in there. And, you know, it's good. Not bad. We got a few people to show up here this morning just out of the random, huh?
I know, I just turned it on for a minute, see if there's anything exciting, and then I was like, alright, I gotta get going in a minute. Well, here we are, a half hour later. But, yeah, it's good to hear you, Regal. I don't hear you much. Mostly my fault. I never turn it on.
Yeah, it's good hearing you too, Mr. Neighboring Cobra. I don't get on much myself either, just here and there. I've been a busy man between medical appointments and being a new dad and all that, taking care of the baby and taking my share and shifts and all that good stuff, keeping me up all hours of the night. So, yes, I'm a happy man, keeping a foot in stride day by day.
Yeah, see, it's gonna keep you young and energetic.
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm shooting for. Keep me young at heart. You got Mama stocking up on brand new Dr. Seuss books. I love Dr. Seuss. I always love reading Dr. Seuss to my older kids, so this one's going to get infiltrated into Dr. Seuss too. Gotta have that demented side. You gotta.
Yeah, that's good, Regal. Sounds like Screwdriver's on a breakfast run this morning here.
I'll be going to the dump. I've already heard that from a few people. Not on here, just random couple of people, not random, but some friends of mine messaging. I don't know why that always jumps in there. They're going to tell me they're going to the dump. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll let you know when I go.
Well, for me, going to the dump's like town meeting, and also it's a good time to go shopping for anything I need for a radio project.
You guys doubled again, but I heard what you said, Regal. You had trash on your back porch that smelled?
I had 8 bags of trash, and I had to stuff it in the ass under the Equinox because my truck's still ain't running.
That must have been not pleasurable.
Horrid. I came back, and the rubber mat I have out back, I took some of the orange Puma's hand cleaner I have kicking around, and I washed the rubber mat so it put the orange sisters back into the car.
Pizza. I know he was freaking that pizza slopped in his face.
In and around his mouth.
I'm hopefully going to get it all in my mouth. I don't want to waste it.
Do you guys remember that? It was like an antacid commercial, and it was a corn dog, and the corn dog kept slapping the guy in the face. Do you remember that commercial?
I do.
That was such a bizarre commercial because there was mustard all over it, and it was going flap, 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 flap. And the girl looked at the guy, and he had mustard all around all in and around his mouth. And I was like, oh, that is oddly homosexual.
So you guys sure you wasn't watching gay porn?
Well, I'm sure they're not sure, but I think they're talking about this commercial.
No, Screwdriver saw it. He saw it. He believes me.
Yep, I remember it. It was funny.
I don't know why we're always talking about things in and around Screwdriver's mouth. Weird.
I just checked with my legal counsel, and he said it's Screwdriver's fault.
I think the anchor's looking for a canker sore.
I got because I was testing my audio issue, so I just ran the live stream this morning. I guess the guy liked my train sound. He says, my son came running in asking where the train was.
It just pulled into Payco Junction.
Yeah. There's some guy on YouTube that like redubs the Thomas the Trains, but kind of does it more of like an adult cartoon. Uh-oh, someone's entered the chat.
Wasn't me.
Whoever thought that was a good idea?
If someone would like to talk, go ahead. We'll wait.
Maybe it's Jim.
You know what's funny about that? I'm going to call that the anti-sandbag feature. Because that'll come on sometimes, and I know someone's listening, but they don't talk. Imagine if our radios had that.
It's been happening. Friggin' right. Long during the day. Every now and then you hear that. Boo-boo.
That would be hilarious if your radio had that feature. Like, as soon as you went on the channel, it would just give out a Roger beep so someone knew you were being sandbagged.
Every half hour it's going to do like a repeater and acknowledge that it's there.
I do know, but you just ain't how to put it.
Well, whoever's in there that's listening, good morning if you don't feel like talking. But if you want to, I'll pause so you can get in there.
It was just Cobra, so he's probably going to take a poop now.
Oh, that was so funny the other day. Why are you echoing? Are you in the bathroom?
I hate that key up that it disappears. I wish that wasn't like that.
Then you tap the phone 50 times and you can't get the damn thing to come up.
That's what she said.
Yes, you did. Yeah, sometimes you just tap the screen, it comes up. Sometimes you gotta like double tap it. Yeah. I will bring it up, and what I'll do is I'll push it up. You know what I mean? I'll get it up, I'll whatever you're gonna call it, but I'll slide it up like you're going into the options, and then it always stays up.
They're getting it up.
Holy crap, that transmission was fraught with problems.
Oh, we get it up. Sometimes you gotta blow up. Never mind.
Wait, are we talking about a push to talk button?
Yeah.
Wow, that was so loaded, I don't know where to start. Oh, that was the best part.
I've got so many questions.
And I have 0 answers.
Actually, I use this sometimes so I can make sure that radio man's hearing me.
Yeah, Cobra, I didn't think there was any way your signal could get any stronger, but when you key up now, it's saying reduce RF gain, signal overload.
Things getting up, things doing loads. Oh dear.
That's how you know you hit the big time.
Oh God, I gotta push on it, and then I gotta slide it back and forth. I gotta tap it too.
For you, Screwdriver.
Almost at the turnpike entrance. I'm heading to the kid's house for a while this morning. We're gonna do some cleanup and whatnot.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Screwdriver, is it raining? It sounded like I could hear rain hitting the windshield.
No, my dog's in here, so the windows are down, and yeah, you know.
Oh, I can hear you just fine. I just thought I heard rain hitting the windshield in the background, but yeah, that makes sense.
I'll be rolling them up shortly. I personally don't like having my windows down, especially, you know how it is. You roll your back one down, you get that buffeting in there, and it's like woo, 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 and it kills your ears. So then you gotta roll the one down that's, 6 inches away from your head, and it's just annoying. So when I get up to about 50, I'm like, oh, sucks to be you, dog, pulling them in.
Yeah, oh, I know. I have to do the same thing with my dogs. It's too much, and yeah, I almost makes me wish that I missed the trucks when they had the little triangular windows in the front. It was enough so you could get a little bit of air, but not a crazy amount of air.
And it never fails. Like, you can't roll down the other back window and get rid of that buffeting, or the rear slider, or the passenger window. Sometimes the passenger works, but it always seems that the only way to get rid of it is to roll down the driver's side window.
Yeah, I should probably get up and head out to the dump myself. And but that was cool. A few people showed up. I was basically, like I told Cobra and Fix It earlier, I had an issue with the live stream, and I was just testing it. I figured I knew what the issue was, but I was checking it anyways. And so I was just testing and checking, and Fix It showed up, and I was like, oh, and Cobra showed up, and Regal, and you showed up, so that was cool. I was just having a cup of coffee here. He says, I'll come down, I'll test this for a few minutes, and I'm going to head out mobile myself here in a little bit, go to the dump, or as I like to call it, town meeting.
Yes, yeah, I always, if you build it, they will come. If nobody keys out first, nobody ever keys out, but, you get the channel rolling, and people will find you.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I like on the weekend coming downstairs for a little bit because my wife likes to watch TV after breakfast for a little bit, and I don't really, whatever. I'm not against TV, but I usually would rather come down here and just have a cup of coffee and see what's going on before I start my day.
Yeah, usually I got letting the dog out or something. Weekends are usually pretty slack for me, so I'm like, 9 o'clock, I turn it on for 15 minutes, half hour. Sometimes I putter around. Sometimes I'll sit in front of it for 2 hours, and sometimes it's about 30 seconds.
Yeah. You probably saw I was messing around my tablet in the truck yesterday. I was playing around with that a little bit, and I'll have to test that out on the road today when I go to the dump.
You got the audio from it feeding through your stereo?
Yes, I do. I piped the audio into my car through the Bluetooth. It sounds amazing.
I bet it does. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's not going to reside in there permanently. That mount can come off. So that's just going to be temporary. Like if I'm going on a road trip or something, or if I'm going to do something like go set up on a hilltop or something, that's just going to be a temporary thing. But I was trying to figure out the best place to put it, and I'm like, I'll just put it right over the front of the car radio and connect it to the Bluetooth. And if I want to listen to music, I'll just do it through the tablet.
Yeah, exactly. You could have some YouTube or whatever, a playlist of shit you have saved on there, and you don't even need the stereo.
Yeah, that's all. That's not a permanent thing. I figure if sometimes we'll go down to camp for the day, my wife's family's place here in town, and I'll set up a radio down there, and I may not even be talking on it, but I may be listening to shit. So that's kind of what I thought I would do with it, is just something like that. I've even strung up an antenna in a tree down there. I threw a line over a tree and I hoisted an antenna up into the tree. They got some huge pine trees down there.
Nice. Yeah, what's great about this, though, if you just had it Bluetooth with no music going, you can't have your stereo play music and listen to that, but you could put the squelch on that, set it wherever, and you can actually, have your Bluetooth music going, have two different volumes set for the app and that, but when it breaks the squelch, it's enough to go over the music, and it's kind of really convenient.
Was there someone out there wanting to key up? Was that Skip? I heard someone under Screwdriver 1, but was there somebody out there trying to get in?
519, my name is Habib. For local information, please.
Oh, Habib. Welcome, Habib. How are you?
Can you please tell me where to get more free cheese in the state of Maine from Joe Biden?
Have you checked your local halal market?
Who are you talking to?
Can you please turn up your transmitter somewhere for Habib?
Oh, someone out there is doing a Middle Eastern accent. They said their name's Habib and they're looking for government cheese.
Oh, government cheese. We like it.
But yeah, I could even go through the Discord with that because I got the headset on it if I'm out of the area. So yeah, there's a bunch of options you can do with that setup. So, and it is funny, I think we've talked about this, even my little Bluetooth puck speaker that I have, it's crazy. Like you put that on like a good, like quiet station, how good the friggin' audio sounds to those Bluetooth speakers. But I know we've talked about this, that those friggin' speakers sound amazing.
Yeah.
Audio.
Cheap little, I mean, they make really good ones too, but I got a couple of cheap little Bluetooth speakers, and the things, they sound really full. They have a nice sound to them.
How's this sounding?
Sounds good to me. Sounds better than Habib that I couldn't hear.
Audio.
It sounds better than Habib that I couldn't hear.
I was just trying something else out here.
Roger. It sounded better than the Porcelain God.
Oh, I can imagine. I don't know if it felt any better, but, we'll see.
What are you playing with? I mean, obviously you're still going through your phone. Did you hook up a different mic, or you just tried pushing buttons a different way?
No, I'm actually in the truck now. I'm using the wireless in the truck.
Ooh, does it? So you're using the mic pickup that's in the actual truck? Mine does that, and it works pretty well.
But when I get almost to the bottom of the hill, though, I lose internet for about 2 seconds there, so you kind of cut out for a second. But as I get off this road, it'll start to come back. But I've been wanting to try this, and I just hadn't had the opportunity where somebody's been on. But, yeah, no, this seems to be all right.
Freaking right. Yeah, that's definitely working.
Hey Cobra, you ready? I'll give you a playback of how you sound. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. When I get almost to the bottom of the hill, though, I lose internet for about 2 seconds there, so you kind of cut out for a second. But
That's pretty good considering you're on like a car kit.
I mean, it is the factory setup, so it does have the mic is kind of in the console, kind of right above your head. I think it seems to work pretty good. Geez, that's the best I've ever sounded. Holy crap!
Yeah, no, it's like I said, you can tell you're on some sort of like of a speaker mic, but it's really not bad. Like I've heard some. My friend has one, and when he calls me on it, I'm like, oh, that's terrible. Like, it's so hard to understand him. Like, he's lost in the background noise, and that's not happening. But I can definitely tell you're on some sort of, like, room mic, but I can still hear you very good. So, however Toyota's doing it, they're doing it right.
Oh, they've been doing it right for a while, I think.
Oh, even when Screwdriver's been on it, his sounds fine too. It might be my friend has an old one. I just remember when those first came out, they were not that great.
Yeah, no, they've come a long ways. Even if you have a vehicle that's even like 10, I think in the last 10 years they've really come around. 'Cause I know Screwdriver's truck and mine are I think they're the same year, so they both sound pretty good from what I can tell.
Yeah, those mics, yours is like what, right above your head? It's a little round, like grill right above your head?
Mine's square. It's got where it's got your map reading lights that nobody reads maps anymore, and the, like, I don't know, little sunglass holder, and then it's a little console that's right in the back. Not really console, but I don't know what it's called exactly, but it's in the back and there's a little square.
Oh, nice. Yeah, mine, I don't even have a sunglass holder in here. That's what pisses me off. Yeah, mine's got a little round one. I don't know, a little bigger than a quarter. It's probably $50 size. That's
right above my head. It's not even in front of me, so I always feel like I want to cock my head back a little bit when I talk into it.
You know what's funny? Let me see if I got it.
Even
Go ahead, Cobra. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't even have to caulk anything.
Whoa. Screwdriver said something funny. My truck has a sunglasses holder up in the ceiling, and that's one of those weird features that I seem to put a lot of money, like not money, but I assign a lot of value to that. I'm like, I've never had a vehicle with a sunglass holder like that, and I really like it, because if you're driving down the road and you're like, oh, I want my sunglasses, all I gotta do is reach my hand up, hit the little button, the little door opens, and they're right there. And I've never had a vehicle with that, and I'm like, oh man, I think I always have to have that now.
Yeah,
Well, it's nice too.
in there. My 06 did, and I loved it. Going down the road, like, oh, the sun's in my eyes, you reach up, then it's cloudy, you don't have to fumble for them, they're not sitting on a seat in the center console. It is so convenient. But this one's got a frickin' moonroof in it, so all the controls for the sunroof and moonroof are right there, so there's no sunglass holder.
Go ahead, Cobra.
I just wanted to go back to that, but yeah, no, that's a nice, because my vehicles in the past I've always had, just like the sunglass holders you buy and you keep on the visor. But no, this one I've really gotten used to it. Little door, you press the button and they just come right down and you can easily grab them.
That was a good double. I heard somebody key up with you the entire time, Cobra, but yeah, I'm like close to you, man. I am at where I gotta be, so.
Yeah, the person that keyed over you was actually you. I shut it off on the computer screen, but apparently it didn't shut the phone side off. It just disconnected it from the phone. But, alright, yeah, we'll catch you.
Yeah, all right. See you later, Screwdriver. I should head out of here too. But it was fun, guys, hanging out for a little bit. The radio will be on today as I'm in and out of the house and in the mobile. I'll probably just sounds like I'll hang out on here. Seems like the skip's dead. So take care, guys. Fix it. Regal, if you're still in there, and whoever else is sandbagging. This be Radio Man. I'll be on the side.
Have a good one.
All you guys have a wonderful day.
Yeah, later, Fix It. Here, I'll do one blast on the way out. How'd that come through for you, Fix It?
That sounded sweet.
All right, thanks. All right, I'm out of here. The radio will be on, but I'm just gonna go upstairs and get ready to go to the dump. I'll holler when I hit the mobile. Just thanks. There we go. Thanks. This is just going out on the inner side. Thanks everyone who's listened on the internet stream. I was just testing, talking with a few locals this morning, and I'm gonna shut it down. So thank you everyone for answering my questions and hanging out. So take care, or subscribe, or whatever if you're not. And I usually do live streams when I'm shooting Skip too and stuff like that. So thank you. Radio Man out.